Hi and smiles, everyone. It's Colleen. So today I have another cute idea for Christmas, and we're going to alter a tin, and you can be used for a gift card. You know, if you have a small gift like lipstick or maybe a brooch, you could also use these cans. As you know, I love those cinnamon mints from the Dollar Tree. So that's what I'm going to use. I know, like Altoids or anything that comes in a tin. These tins are really well made, and it's a shame not to upcycle them if we can. So this is what I'm going to do today, is show you how I do this. It's quite an easy project, of course, to alter it. So what you need to do to start with is just whatever size your tin is, you cut some paper that will fit. I've already done the bottom, so I cover the bottom. I'm not going to bother covering the sides, especially with this being red. It's great for Christmas theme, but you could also cover the sides if you want to. But I find when I do this, even if they're silver or whatever color, I usually leave those because then it will close properly and such too, and it always seems to look great without doing that. So we also, you could leave the tin without anything on the inside. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cover on the inside with some Christmas papers that I have here. So you just cut the size that will fit. So we'll just do this inside first. So all I do is I think a 1/2 inch will corner, because we need to put some corners in these for them to fit properly. So I'm just going to quickly corner these with my 1/2 inch punch here, and that should fit just fine inside the tin. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Christmas is getting closer and closer, isn't it, guys? Yeah, it's the prime time to be crafting for Christmas, because it's going to be here before we know it, isn't it? So this is a little bit of thinner paper, so I'm just going to, I didn't cut that very well on the side, but if it doesn't come off, I'm going to just clip it completely off the sides, is what I'm going to do, because there, that one's fine. Okay, so I'm just going to get this glued in. I actually ran this off on copy paper, so it's not as thick, and you can certainly use cardstock for this. Just beware that it is going to be thicker, so it might be a little more challenging to work with in that getting glued in and such. But I just found some nice Christmas type paper online that was free to run off, and so that's what I did for these. But of course you can do these for all seasons of the year for sure. So I'm just gonna put that in there just like that. Get that all in there. There we go. And then we'll do the top too while we're at it. And then that can just dry while we work on the rest. So it's another beautiful day here. Usually in November in Alberta, Canada, we can have much cooler weather than we've been having. It's almost like an extended fall, which is awesome, because it will just make the winter feel that much shorter too. when we get weather like this. We've had a couple of drops, I'm going to call them drops of snow, but they haven't stayed yet because it warms up again and it all melts away. Okay, so let's get this in here and then we'll move on to the front and our decorating, the fun part, right? Once we get it all covered, the decorating's always the funner part with projects like this. So I'm just putting a very, very thin layer of glue because it doesn't need a lot of glue, I find, to do this. Just a nice small bit of glue works just fine. Okay, whoop, somehow I had a little bit of a tear there. I think actually I remember this tearing. So all I'm going to do is glue this down. I could take it off, but I'll just glue it down. There. Okay, so the inside is all done, all prepared. Okay, and so for the outside, because this is metal and has been painted, excuse me, I'm just going to take a sip of coffee. I've been talking a bit today. So I'm just going to put that back out of the way. So anyways, as I was saying, I like to rough it up because it's the outside and it has been painted. That's why I do, because it's going to make the glue stick better. And I just use a nail file and I just rough it up so that it will adhere that much easier. And it's quite easy to just rough this up. It doesn't have to be, you know, every single little spot. Doesn't need to be roughed up. But this way, we are certainly going to get our papers to stick very well. Especially if you're using cardstock, I definitely would recommend that you do this for sure, because it's a heavier paper and you want it to stick well. Okay, so then all I'm going to do is put this on there, and then we will cut the corners after we get this on. Is what we'll do. This is a fairly quick project. The biggest part of this project really is picking the papers you want to use and the different decorations that you may want to use. And of course, this being Christmas, I have a Christmas theme going on for my decorations of this. And I want to be able to write a little tag on here, so I'm incorporating that right into my design. So then we just put this on. And where is my little tool? I always like to use this just in case. Oh, I think I should bring that down a little so it stays wet for a while, so then you can move it. I just wanted it a little bit closer to the edge, and then I'll just have to trim off the one side the closer I have to the edge of the other. Okay, so generally I would let this dry for probably about a minute before I start cutting, but seeing as we're on camera, I won't be doing that today. So then I just take, and the tin will guide you, and I cut along and take the corners off, and any this fits very close, which is good. But if there was anything along here, which there is a bit here, I just cut it off. just like that, around my corner. There we go. There's a little bit here I want to take off. But after that, you can take your nail file and just file along the side, just to make sure that you get that nice and smooth and to the corners of everything. I'm just doing this lightly because it's not dry yet. So if it was dry, I'd be a little more aggressive with this, but it's not. So, and that's okay, because the other thing I'm doing with this particular one is I am edging them in these festive berries, which is perfect for Christmas. So being that it is a red tin, it helps blend it right in to the tin color, and I'm loving that look. So you don't have to edge it, all depend on what your design is, right? But I'm liking it with this festive berry. So there we go. Okay, so we got that all covered. So what I have picked to decorate with is I wanted to use some snowflakes, and I want to use this reindeer, and I just colored it, and I colored it very roughly because I wanted to look quite vintage is what I wanted to do. So that's what I did with that. And I want these, so I have put already put this on the back, the double-sided tape dots, because I want it to lift up here, and I want the deer to do the same thing. So I had put some on there, the dots on there too. So that's what I want to do, and I want to, so then I can write on this tag to the recipient of what I'm putting inside, which in this case, I think I am going to use these for gift certificates. So this is pretty well done, so I'll just ink on here. I want to ink this just a little bit more. It's edged, but I want to take it in a little bit, give it just a little more red, because I think that will look cute on here. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, there we go. So I want the snowflakes to be coming out in different spots underneath these. I think that's going to look really cute. So I'm going to place that about there. I think I want to tuck one under here in this corner, and then one here will look nice, and then perhaps one here, and then have one here, sort of like that. Maybe bring this over a little bit, and then we'll put our deer on top. So I think what I'll do is I'll get these snowflakes glued where I want them here. So then I just put a little bit of glue along. I don't put it all over because I don't, it's, some of it's hanging over, but I also don't want it to lay completely flat all over the snowflake. I think it looks nice. It has a little bit of texture. And I'm going to do the same down here with this one. Well, I'm going to glue them all. So here we go. So we'll just have that glued down. That's going to be under. So, and then we'll just flick those up a little bit. Okay. And then these two little ones, and I'm going to overlap them a bit. But you could also tuck these under once you put on your other, like the tag that I'm using, the label, and the reindeer because there'll be enough room. But I just decided to do it this way. I have tucked them under before because that works just as well. And sometimes you want the placement of your top stuff on there before you put your other little stuff underneath. So I think that I want that to sort of come onto the other one like that. I think will look good. Then we'll put our little tag here, and then our little reindeer. So for some reason this tag, oh no, it's okay. So I'm just going to take off the paper of these dots so that we can get it on there, and it'll stay there. And I think this is going to look really, really cute. And I will show you some I've already done after we get this one done. And you know, they're all basically the same, but they're decorated completely different than each other. Okay, so we'll put that on about there, I think. I'm not going to put it down just yet, just so I can judge where I want my reindeer. I think he'll look kind of nice right there. So we'll press that down. And then we're going to put our reindeer right about there. But I think before I place the reindeer on, what I want to do is I want to edge around just to give it a little something something around the edge here. And I have this silver trim, and I thought that would look really, well, I know it looks really nice around here. So I think I'll put that on before I put the deer on just because of the deer antlers. So I start at the back, and I'm just using a hot glue gun because it's quick, but you could certainly use any kind of glue that you want. Oh, I should bring that over here. Okay, and then we'll just get this started. I guess we'll go this way. We'll get, oh, I took a little too long. Yeah, that's already dry. So I'm going to just trim this a little bit. It does tend to fray this. Yeah, I'm going to just put a little more glue on top. It'll all be covered, so no worries there. And we'll get that on there a little quicker now. Here we go. Let's press that on, and then I'm just going to glue along the whole thing here. Get this trim on there. The worst thing about putting this trim in is all the strings of glue that we have to contend with when we're using hot glue. I'm not a big fan of hot glue, but for projects like this, it's perfect because it's fast sticking, and we're going around curves and everything else on metal, so it works very well for this. Okay, so we'll just get this all the way around. So I hope you're all thinking about Christmas and the different projects you probably are wanting to do, and I hope you get the time to do them all. I find myself, I get so many ideas at Christmas time, and my worst enemy is running out of time, because I don't tend to start thinking of Christmas till after October. I just don't find myself getting in the mood to craft for Christmas till, you know, November. About a week into November is when I go, oh, I need to start thinking about my different things I may want to do for Christmas. And then I get to the middle of November, and I panic a little bit, like, oh, I gotta get started and get this done and that done. So yeah, I never quite get everything I want done for Christmas because I always have another project in mind. But that's okay. What I do get done, I find everybody does appreciate what they get. And I love things like this that I can upcycle. This is an awesome project to upcycle. And you can just go to town and do several at a time, sort of do a mass making of something like this. If you, of course, have several cans, which I certainly do because of my love of those mints. I find I keep them all year round because you never know. There may be a project you want to do, and these would be perfect for it, is what I find. I tend to do that with several things. I hate to throw things out unless I have to, like necessary, but you can also become overwhelmed with too many of these things that you think, oh, I could do this, I could do that, and you just run out of time. So I have started throwing more things out, and I'm not throwing them out, but recycling them is what I mean, putting them in the recycle. But then there's certain things like these tins that I just keep them all because I just feel there is something that can always be done with them. And they can be containers to store things in too, right? And then you can decorate them however you like for storing. Okay, I'm just going to put a tad bit more on here just to get this end for sure. There we go. So that just adds a little something, right? I like that little trim on there. Okay, so let's get our deer on. And like I said, I had already put because I knew I wanted to lift them up. So I had already put the dots on this. So I'm just going to take the dots off and get this on there. There we go. And we'll go sort of like that. Oh, that looks cute, cute, cute. So there we go. I love the vintage look of this. It was the look I was looking for. And yeah, it's just fun and pretty. So there's our altered can, mint can. And then, you know, you open it up and the inside, it's still got some drying to do. And then, of course, we've got the bottom. So that is how easy it is to alter one of these tins. But I hope it gives you an idea for Christmas. And then I just kept with the same theme. And I did some more. I did this one with trees. And then the snowflakes are sticking out. And then the place to write. And then the bottoms, I think I might have covered them all the same. It was a nice Christmassy paper, and I thought it would be great for the bottoms of them all. And then I did this one, and again it just opens up, and I used a slightly different trim on this one. It has the silver and black, so I had trimmed them all. And then I did this one with the cardinal bird. So I hope you enjoyed that, and it gave you some inspiration of the things that you can do with perhaps those metal cans that you have been saving. And these are great for gift certificates. Like I said, we tend to give more gift certificates these days than ever before, and they're also great for those tiny little gifts that you may have and you want to put an extra touch to them. So I want you all to have a lovely day and a crafty kind of day. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps my channel grow. If you press that notification bell, it will let you know when I am putting up a new video. And bye for now, everyone.